Good morning everyone. My name is M. Shashank of class 9. Today I am going to do some interesting experiments. Actually you can do these experiments at home. So the first experiment is about a solution. Now let us see what is a solution and its properties. Before that let us know what is a solution. A solution is nothing but it is a homogeneous mixture which is made up of one or more particles. Now to do this experiment we need a glass of water, some sugar or salt, spoon to mix it, and some torchlight. Now I will be explaining you about the solvent and the solute. If you see, the water containing is a large amount, so this is called as a solvent. And if you see the sugar, it is in a small amount, so it is called as solute. Now let us mix the sugar in the solvent. Take few spoons of sugar and mix it in the solvent. As you see, the sugar is completely dissolved in water. Now let us state some of the properties of a solution. The first property, a solution is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is nothing but the particles are evenly distributed. The second property is because of the very small tiny particles, they do not scatter a beam of light passing through the solution. So the path of a light is not visible in a solution. So if you, as you can see here, cannot see the path of a light. So this is the second property. Now let us see the third property. The solute particles cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. The solute particles do not settle down when left undisturbed. So that is, it is a solution is stable. So these are the properties of a solution. Now let us perform the second experiment. So that is about the suspension. Do you know what is actually a suspension? A suspension is nothing but it is a heterogeneous mixture in which the particles are unevenly distributed and the solute does not dissolve in the solution. Now shall we try the experiment? Yes. First, take a glass of clear water and add 1 spoon of wheat flour. This is a 1 spoon of wheat flour and let's mix it. Now I have completely mixed the wheat flour in the water. Now let us see what are the properties of the suspension. The first property of suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. Yes, suspension is a heterogeneous mixture because in a heterogeneous mixture the particles are unevenly distributed. And the second property is the particles of the suspension can be seen with the naked eye. And the third property is the particles of the suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible. Yes, as you can see the beam of light which is passing through it and make its path visible. Now let us see what is the fourth property. The fourth property is the solute particles settle down when a suspension is left undisturbed. That is, a suspension is unstable. They can be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. When the particles settle down, the suspension breaks and it does not scatter light anymore. So these are the properties of the suspension. Now let us move on to the third experiment, that is about colloidal solution. Now let us see what are the colloidal solution. A colloidal solution is a solution in which the particles are uniformly spread throughout the solution. They seem to be homogeneous in nature, but they are not. They are heterogeneous in nature. Now let us understand this with the help by the experiment by taking the milk as an example. Now let us go into the experiment. Here I have taken the milk in which the water is added. Now let us see what are the properties of it. A colloid is a heterogeneous mixture in which the particles are unevenly distributed. The size of particles of a colloid is too small to be individually seen by a naked eye. So you cannot see the particles of the milk with the help of a naked eye. Third property is colloids are big enough to scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible. Yes, they do not settle down when left undisturbed. That is, a colloid is quite stable. So these are the properties of a colloid. I think by watching this video you have learned many things. Now let us recap what we have learned. You have learned about the solution and its properties. The second thing is you have learned about the suspension and its properties. And the third thing is you have learned about the colloid and its properties. So that was all about this video. I hope you all like it. This is M. Shank of class 9B. Thank you.